What's up, G Show Land, and welcome to another episode of the G Show Podcast. I am G1, and this is the Godzilla Block Party. Well, another week, another no-show for the trailer. Yeah, we're getting closer and closer to 2019. We're still in November, and there's still no trailer. There's a word, maybe.
It's odd because the Scoob trailer came out, and that's coming out in March.
Yeah.
So, what's Warner Brothers doing?
We'll get into all of that, but before we do, let me introduce you to my cohort, Gam Z1, my brother Andrew. What's up, man?
What's up?
G73, my brother Chase, he is doing things today. He is very busy, so shout out to you, brother Chase. We'll catch you next week. But yeah, let's talk about that Scoob trailer. There's a couple of things that came out. And none of them happened to have been the Godzilla vs. Kong trailer. Although there was some talk that maybe the trailer was seen overseas at some kind of, CinemaCon type of deal. I'm not too sure. I don't know how factual that is. But
I mean, if it showed up at a con, it could be true, but then again, at this point, so close to the film, you would think that if it released at a con, it would release on YouTube as well.
I think apparently only one person claimed to have seen it. And I'm like, if only one person claimed to have seen this thing, then either A, this person is a very high up, right? And if that's the case, why would that person be posting it on Twitter? And why would anybody even know who this person is to be like, hey, this person saw it? So I don't buy into it too much, to be honest with you. I think that's just somebody just clickbaiting us. You know what I mean? Like, I'll just fake the funk. Because one person...
It's most likely just lying. Yeah. More lying.
Yeah, because I think if it was shown, even if it was to a panel of, let's say, 20 people, there's no way only one person out of 20 is going to, say something. At the very least, I'd say 5 or 6 people would be up there saying things. But, I digress. Now, it's funny you mentioned that the Scoob trailer dropped, and that's coming out in March, and that's a Warner Brothers release. I was having a conversation this afternoon, or actually this morning, with my brother. And he was saying that he saw a SpongeBob trailer, and that's coming out, I think, in May. And he's like, what the hell's going on? There's no Godzilla trailer yet. Then, as I was booting this up and getting ready to start the podcast, I have no idea why this popped up in my feed, but it did. A trailer for some Trolls movie popped up, and I'm like, what the hell is this?
Yeah, we're getting so many trailers dropped right now.
Yeah.
We got Scoob, we got SpongeBob, we got Sonic, we got Trolls. We got so many things, but no Godzilla.
But notice what these are all aimed at. Children.
Yeah, these are kids' movies.
Now, there's a reason for that. Because, if I'm not mistaken, next week, Frozen 2 comes out. So that's why all of these animated trailers are coming out right now. That's why we're seeing an influx of these things. And most of these movies are coming out next year. In or around, if not further down the line, than Godzilla vs. Kong.
So yeah, most likely these trailers are trailers to hook along with Frozen 2 coming out, and they'll be playing with that movie.
Absolutely.
That makes sense.
That's exactly what it is. That's why, fingers are still crossed, we got about a month from yesterday, which was November 13th, to see something. Because now that Godzilla 65th, which I think is a wasted opportunity, but whatever, now that is, passed, I'm not 100% sold on the Thanksgiving thing, even though I think it would be freaking lovely and awesome for old school dudes like myself that remember watching King Kong versus Godzilla around Thanksgiving to get something there. I think that would be freaking fantastic. There's football on Thanksgiving. Could you imagine them putting it on during the football game? That would be crazy. But if they don't do it there, then there's, in my personal opinion, no doubt in my mind that it drops the week Jumanji 2 comes out, which is in about a month. It comes out December 13th. And then the following week, the 20th, is Star Wars. And I've said this and I've said it again. I say it over and over and I'll say it right now. That's where you're going to get the most eyes on this thing. That makes the most sense if they're going to do it. That's where you pull the trigger. There is nothing that comes after Jumanji and Star Wars that is going to have the most eyeballs on it. There's no Avengers movies. There's no Marvel movies. This is it. This is the final push. So, and to me, from a money standpoint, it makes sense. Hey, if we do this now in December, mid to late December, we don't really have that much in terms of a marketing strategy to spend the way they spend for King of the Monsters. So they can do it now. They can drop it. $2 billion worth of eyeballs are going to get, going to see the trailer. And it's off to the races. And not only that, but two different sets of geek culture fans. Because not everybody that's going to see Jumanji is going to see Star Wars and vice versa. So, it's true. It would be a wasted opportunity if they did not do it there. I swear to God. In a perfect world, we would have had the trailer ready with Godzilla 65th. We didn't get it. No problem. So now I say in a perfect world, we get a teaser on Thanksgiving. And then we get the full-blown trailer for Jumanji. And that's it. And honest to God, all you need is one trailer. You don't have to oversell this movie. Just put it out with Jumanji, and it will rock with Star Wars, and let it go. And just let it go. And then, February, if you want to drop one more trailer, final trailer, fine, so be it. My only concern is they're going to show too much, and we can't have that. And that's one of the problems with these last two movies. I can't say much about King of the Monsters. The only trailers I watched was the very first one, and then the second one, which I think is still to this day the most fantastic trailer ever cut, ever put to screen for any movie. It was just fantastic.
Yeah, if I recall correctly, the third trailer wasn't all that spoilery. It was all the TV spots that spoiled the crap out of the movie.
Oh, absolutely. So, stay away from that because, like I said, man, Kong Skull Island for me spoiled it rotten. Every scene was shown in the trailers, and then when we get to the movies, there was nothing left to surprise. Oh, this is this part. Oh, this is this part. Oh, this is this part. And it's just nothing was really left to the imagination. But what about you? You think is that the right way to go? Do you think this is what they should be doing, or do you have a different opinion on where this trailer should drop?
Well, I can't say whether or not it's the correct decision to make, but it seems the most likely decision that they're making. If you get what I'm saying.
Right, yeah, I get it.
We've gotten jack all, except for, once again, I state this every time we talk about the Godzilla vs. Kong trailer, legendary trolling the hell out of the fan base every time they asked for it. That's all we're really getting. Nothing is happening with this movie, and it just makes sense that we finally get that trailer with Jumanji or even Star Wars, but Star Wars is just really pushing it because that's at Christmas.
Yeah. Actually, if we don't get this trailer in either one of these movies, what are your thoughts? Because I personally think that movie gets pushed back. If not, nixed altogether.
Yeah, if we don't get a trailer with either Jumanji or Star Wars, then I'll hop on that train with you and Jace.
It's a scary
100%. It's a scary thought, but
it is, and that's one of the things I told my brother this because my brother's so gung ho for this movie. He's like, dude, don't. He was like, what? He literally texted it. Why am I seeing a SpongeBob trailer and that movie comes out in May and I have nothing for Godzilla vs. Kong yet? And I tell him, I said, dude, because, of course, apparently my brother, my own flesh and blood, don't listen to this podcast, that punk. But I told him, I said, don't go listening to the Block Party, bro, because you'll hear it. Because I told him, I said, Cabin in the Woods was delayed a couple years. That movie was in the can and then set on a shelf for a couple of years. And I don't know what the reason for them finally putting it out there. I don't know if it was because Chris Hemsworth was Thor now and very popular. The movie was good. It had a good producer, good director. Everything worked for that movie, and it was a good film, a very good horror film. But it was just shelved for a very long time. I told my brother that. I said, that could possibly happen with this if they want to give it a breather. And my brother was like, it was funny. He was like, don't even say that. Don't breathe it into existence. Don't speak it into existence. But it is what it is, and if that is the case, it's an unfortunate situation. But as of right now, the future has yet to be written. We still have a month to go to figure out or realize whether or not we're getting this thing. Because if they drop this thing in the Super Bowl, right? If they wait till the Super Bowl, which is a month in
February,
February, it'll be a month and a month and a week till that release of the movie. That would be disastrous. That means they got zero confidence in the movie, and it's gonna tank. Mm-hmm. It's not gonna make the money. The only money it's gonna make is for the fans. And then I worry because I'm like, well, if you're gonna go that route and you're just gonna put out something like that, are the fans gonna enjoy it? Now, my fingers is crossed. The answer is yes. But what does that speak to Godzilla? What does that say towards Godzilla on a whole, especially with Toho trying to, market this thing globally all of a sudden, like really push Godzilla?
Yeah. I mean, maybe they're trying to bank on the fact that this is, King Kong versus Godzilla again. And King Kong versus Godzilla, as we all know, if adjusted for inflation, is still the highest grossing Godzilla movie ever made.
Right.
So maybe, because I hear from a lot of, the quote-unquote normies that they are very well aware that this movie is coming out, and that they are very well looking forward to the movie coming out because it's King Kong versus Godzilla. So maybe they're just kind of banking on the fact that it is this legendary matchup again, and they feel like they don't have to put out all that many trailers.
You think that's the reason for real? Or that's what you're just saying normies are thinking?
Maybe I'm just snowballing ideas at this point because at this point, that's all we have are ideas.
Yeah. It is unfortunate, and I'm not gonna lie. I honestly believe, and honestly, there's a lot of things to back up this claim. Godzilla King of the Monsters really, really put a damper on this marketing, and it was because of the way they marketed that movie. Mm-hmm. It's unfortunate, man, because you know what? It was the first time Godzilla actually got that type of the word I'm looking for, it escapes me at the moment. That type of notoriety, not really. What's the word I'm looking for? But it was just in your face, in the public eye. They were holding nothing back. Here, we're giving you Godzilla. We're going to give the fans what they wanted. It was there. Like, they did not hold back with their marketing. And it was the first time in my, for me personally, my generation, that I got to see something like that so heavily marketed. Godzilla 2000 wasn't hitting like that. These Legendary went all out with this.
98 probably had.
Not as much as you. Not like that. I'm telling you right now, not like that. They had.
I mean, they didn't have shit like. I remember for the 98 movie, especially in places like New York where the movie takes place, you would see buses that have signs that says his foot is as big as this bus, billboards, his head is as big as this sign, stuff like that. And I think the closest King of the Monsters came to that kind of marketing was lighting up the Dubai Tower.
Yeah, as somebody who lived in New York, who was born and raised in Brooklyn, New York, who grew up there and just recently moved to Vegas, I can tell you, there were posters, it was marketing, the billboards and stuff. I can't speak for New York City because in '98 I did not work in the city just yet. That didn't happen until about 99, 2000. Yeah, so it was, they were there. They were posters, don't get me wrong. The posters are in the subway all over the place. They were definitely posters. The buses, not so much. They didn't advertise on the buses like that. So that was
a very famous thing that people always cite about 98's marketing.
Yeah, but on the poster, it would have a bus and say Godzilla's foot the size of this bus. But there were no advertisements on buses back then. It really wasn't. You know what I mean? And that's what I'm saying. There was no ads on the buses. I took a bus every day. I take the bus to school. We didn't have school buses. You take public transportation. So like that, I'm like, I'm pretty sure there were billboards. I mean, the biggest thing was the commercial for 98. Like, the last episode of Seinfeld. Watch it because the commercial. I think it was the last episode. Because the commercial for Godzilla is coming. And I was like, oh, hell yeah. I got to watch it. I never watched Seinfeld a day in my life. I had to watch that episode. You know what I mean? But
deal with it.
and deal with it. I didn't know what the hell was going on. I ain't find if I was waiting for the commercials. But all that aside, it really wasn't. It wasn't as big as a push as this was at all. At all. You know what I mean? Especially when the fans got wind that this ain't our Godzilla. You know what I mean? Especially when the first look started coming out, they're like, "What the hell is this?" You know. People like me, who was impressionable young G fans, I wasn't that young. I was like, pushing 20. But impressionable G fans. My brother, I took him to go see it because it was his birthday the week before. So that was his birthday gift. Hey, I got tickets to Godzilla. Let's go. We were going, oh shit, we were going crazy. Walking to the movie theater all happy, walking like Godzilla and stuff. I sat there, I enjoyed the movie. I still do enjoy the movie. Not Godzilla. Just not Godzilla. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think that's what sunk that. But if you look at the marketing and what they put, what they dumped into marketing for that as opposed to this is completely different. It's way, and you got to also remember, like Sony TriStar was back in that. So they had money to lose. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying Legendary is some piss poor company. But Legendary ain't at that point yet. It's not in that stature.
Yeah, they still need help from other companies to make their movies.
Right. So it's an unfortunate thing. What I do, I always, and I'll never stop giving props to Legendary for this, is they won't stop. You know what I mean? Okay. So
yeah.
It didn't go according to plan. We still love the stuff. And for that, I applaud Legendary because that is to me, it's heartfelt for the fans, and I love it. I'm telling you, man, I love Legendary's catalog, man. When it comes to monster movies, I like them. I do. I really do. So.
Oh yeah, you got the Titans movies. You got Pacific Rim. You got freaking the actual MonsterVerse proper.
Yep.
So many properties. So many, yeah.
So
like they are.
And the Great Wall.
Pretty much. Legendary has pretty much become the monster movie guys.
And I'm okay, and that's what I love about it. And it's like what Hammer was doing back in the 70s when they were revitalizing those, Dracula and Frankenstein and the Wolfman. Round of applause, people, So I love it. It's a renaissance for giant monsters, and Legendary is, kickstarting it. It's just unfortunate that King of the Monsters kind of sunk them, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it bare minimum broke even.
Exactly, and that's unfortunate. Speaking of, though, so the other day, after our, and ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't listened to them, go back and listen to our 4-part Godzilla 65th anniversary specials, where we break down, well, we don't break down anything, but we gush about each individual era of Godzilla from Showa, that me and G73 knocked out the ballpark.
You could skip the show one because I wasn't there.
That me and G73 knocked out the ballpark. Boop, that show one. The Hesai that all three of us rocked on. The Millennium, which was still, that's one of my favorite podcasts. I had so much fun with that one. And then, as Gam Gam so eloquently termed it, the modern era where we took the legendary era and the Reiwa era and we put it together until one of them stops making movies and we just say it's this era. But yeah, if you haven't listened to those, man, go back and listen to that. You'll hear, especially in the last one, the modern era, where I was like, and I've said it in a previous podcast, I'm down on King of the Monsters for some reason. I don't know. I watch it and I enjoy it, then I sit back and I think about it and I get mad at it. Well, I watched it the other night. I watched it Monday night on Veterans Day. Did not have work. I put it on. I watched it and I thought, dude, I thoroughly enjoyed it. Like, literally, I thoroughly enjoyed this movie. I still hate the fact that Rodan doesn't have his damn bra. Yeah. But, like, I really did enjoy this movie. It's awesome, man. It really is. And again, this is where I go back and forth. Is it in my top 5 Godzilla movies? Is it not? Is it top 10? I don't know. I don't think it's top 5, to be honest with you. But every time I watch it, I do have fun. The humor still doesn't stick. There are certain moments that when the humor is not forced, it works. You know what I mean? Other than that, I was thinking about one particular scene, the fortune cookie joke. Where Sarazara said, whatever he says.
I got it from a fortune cookie, a very long fortune cookie.
Right. I mean, like, is Sarazara saying that trying to, psych himself up because he knows he's about to go on a suicide run? It's hit and miss there.
No, at that time, they didn't know that the sub was going to break. And they still banked on the sub being able to launch the missiles.
So in that regards, then yeah, I don't like it. It's a terrible joke. Sarazara should not be joking. I'm just saying, should not be joking. I will say this one thing though. I've been meaning to say this on a podcast. I'll tell you know what I don't like. I don't like the cheap deaths. Because here's the deal. When Bryan Cranston died, I was pissed. I mean, like, to me, that's still, like, I hate that part of the movie. Like, I love 2014. It's still, right now, it's my favorite MonsterVerse movie.
Yeah, it was a big cop-out of a death.
Yes, big. It's still, that movie's still my favorite movie, but that death, ugh.
And then, Sally Hawkins' character, what was her? Vivian Graham. Her death was so blink and you miss it.
But that's what I'm getting at because, so with Bryan Cranston's death, right? I didn't like it. I didn't think it was necessary. I really would have loved to see him and Ken Watanabe chew the screen up together. They're both fantastic. And even Vivian, like, having them 3 on screen at the same time, I think would have been perfect. Bryan Cranston's character did not need to die. He could have been in there. I'm sorry. I'm not saying Bryan Cranston ain't a nobody. He's definitely a somebody. But I don't think his star demands X amount of money. I honestly believe Bryan Cranston is a legitimate star, but I probably think that Ken Watanabe's payout was more. You know what I mean? Like, his contract was more. So, that being said, just keep Bryan Cranston in the movie. You don't need him necessarily in this next one at all. But what I'm saying is, when he died, I was like, damn, that's upsetting. You got the big name, and then you kill him off. Then we go to Kong Skull Island, round 2 of the MonsterVerse. And you have John Goodman playing Randa, right? That was his name, Randa.
Oh, yeah, and he got unceremoniously eaten by a skullcrawler.
And it was played for laughs. And not that it was played for laughs, but it was a joke. Oh, shit, And then, boom, eaten. And it's like, okay, all right, whatever. I mean, Samuel L. Jackson got his comeuppance. That was supposed to happen. But, like, John Goodman's character dying, I was just like, oh, really? Come on, you got these solid freaking actors, and you're killing them off? You didn't need to kill John Goodman off, because by the time we get to King of the Monsters, he's probably dead anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he's probably dead from old age.
So yeah, it's just like, that made me mad. So then when I'm watching King of the Monsters, I'm like, look at what they just did here. They took 2 established characters, Dr. Sarazara, come on. And Vivian Graham, and like you said, blink and you miss her death. that's a cornball death. Terrible, terrible death. And then Serizawa dying, and I get why, I like the juxtaposition from him saving the world by killing Godzilla to him saving the world by reviving Godzilla. I like that. But come on, man. Really? You had to kill both of them off? It seems like a joke now, and I don't like.
It makes me wonder if something happened behind the scenes where Ken Watanabe just did not want to work on these movies anymore.
Yeah, man, I hope that's not the case, because in all the press junkets and stuff, he seemed genuinely happy and enthused by being there, like, this is...
Well, maybe Sally Hawkins didn't want to be working on these movies anymore, because we never see anything with her.
I could see that. I mean, but even still, it's a payday, bro. It's a payday. Even Vera Farmiga's character. I think, they killed off 3, big name people in this movie.
Yeah.
And it's like...
Well, Emma Russell just like Samuel L. Jackson got what she was coming to her.
See it. On one hand, yes. On the other hand, not really. I think her death made more sense than killing off the other 2. I mean, if you're gonna kill somebody, her character arc was there. Sally Hawkins' character arc was nothing. There was no character arc there. Let's just kill her for the sake of killing her, because, like you said, maybe she didn't want to do it anymore. I just don't think that's the case. It's a payday. Well,
another theory I have is, okay, so do you know anything about Toho's mandates when it comes to other companies adapting their characters?
Godzilla can't eat anything. Anybody.
Yeah, Godzilla cannot eat anything or anybody. That's one of their mandates. But apparently, that's not a thing with any of the other monsters. So Legendary really flexed that right that they can have the other monsters eat people, because Ghidorah ate Emma Russell.
He didn't. And it's he ate Vivian Graham.
Oh yeah, Ghidorah ate Vivian Graham.
Yeah, Godzilla destroyed Emma Russell.
Godzilla literally disintegrated Emma Russell.
Yes.
I don't care who you are. Oh, she could still be alive. How?
Don't tell me that's a thing, because I've never seen that.
Yeah, some really dumb fans on Facebook groups have tried to claim that. I'm like, no.
She fell into this underground sewer bunker, and it was, lead lined so she could survive the radiation, because if you look real close, the pulse doesn't go underground. It becomes flat at the street. She still would have died from her injuries from the car crash. I mean, she was thrown out of a freaking car. Just saying.
Yeah, by literal lightning, too. So if the car crash didn't kill her, the internal injuries from the electrocution did.
That, or the freaking rain going up her nose as she's laying on her back, because, I don't know about...
Yeah, drowning's a thing.
Drowning's a thing. Oh my god, that's just the crazy... That's got to be the craziest fan theory I've ever heard in the fandom. That's just nuts.
Yeah, Emma Russell's still being alive. That is even more wacky than Serizawa coming back as a cyborg.
No, I was just going to say Emma Russell coming back as a cyborg. What happens is Charles Dance's character finds her in the sewers, near death, takes her, gets the King Ghidorah head, puts her inside the King Ghidorah head. Like Han did Luke to the Tauntaun. Boom! But this is like Gamera 3, right? And then Anya goes into...
She fuses with
Yes, they fuse, and now she becomes the new Queen Ghidorah, right? So we're all thinking Mecha King Ghidorah is going to happen, but the fact that it's going to be Queen Ghidorah, because we ain't never seen that in a legitimate, movie. I know there's a fan film going around, but...
I haven't seen that since the Godzilla Battle Royale fan
film, which was... I watched that entire thing. And massive props to them. I loved it because the dedication was there. You know what I mean?
Special effects works, but the dedication was.
Listen, it was there, man. I had fun with that movie. I really did. I had fun with that fan film, and at the end of the day, it really seems like the dude behind that respects the crap out of Godzilla. You know what I mean? Like that. Why do something like that if you don't respect it? You know what I mean? He didn't make fun of the source material, which is what I love. But that's what's gonna happen. Emma Russell is live. Your people are right. They probably work for Legendary. They're probably in the writers' room, right? And they're like, oh, we're gonna throw this out there. They'll never believe it. And then that's what really happens.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, for real though.
Look at us, what we're doing here. But hey, speaking of fan films.
Speaking of, you see the way I segued that?
Yes.
All right, so the other morning, I should say, damn you, I gotta really learn to shut my phone off at night and just have my alarm wake me up for work, because at 3 a.m, when my phone goes bing, it wakes my ass up, and I'm like, dude, I gotta get up in about 2 hours. What are you doing? But the other morning,
I usually do it for Chase. I didn't think I'd wake your ass up.
Right, we're all in the same messenger group. But the other morning, you send us this fan made video, and my phone pings. I look at the time; it's about 3 something. I don't remember if it was 3, like in between 3 and 3:30, or 3:30 to 4, but it was in and around 3 to 4 o'clock. I said, all right. I laid there. No, it was early. It was like 3 to 3:30. I laid there because now I'm up, and I was trying to go back to sleep for at least an hour. I said, just give me an hour. Couldn't. About 3:45, I said, you know what? Screw it. I grabbed my phone. I started watching it. Then I realized how I didn't look at how long it was. I'm watching the thing, and I'm like, okay. I look at the time real quick. Oh God, it's after 4 now, and this thing is still going. I said, all right, I gotta get up and start my damn routine in the morning and all this stuff. Needless to say, I sat there. I watched the entire thing, dude. This thing was fantastic. I mean, I'm not going to get into details because you sent it to us, so I feel like it's only fair for you to talk about this in depth, and then I come in and just, go.
It would be my pleasure. So this was a fan animation. I wouldn't say it's so much of a film because it's less than a half hour long. But it is a little short film thing. And it was made by a Japanese fan. So and it was made in the program Miku Miku Dance, which is a program that it used to be the default fan animation program back in like the early days of like YouTube and stuff. It was like from 2006 to like 2010. It was the main thing before Source Filmmaker came out. And then there was also Blender and stuff. And that was like for the big boy professionals. But Source Filmmaker and Miku Miku Dance is for like the more amateurish people. And they can still make it look good.
I was wondering about that because when I saw that Miku Miku thing, I said, wait a minute, I know that character. My daughter cosplays as her all the time. She's got like 30 of them damn but statues in her room all over the place. So I was like, what the hell is going on? I had no idea what was going on.
It was originally used as an animation program for those Miku characters to use them so that they can dance to the music that they sing.
Yeah, okay.
But people have learned to manipulate it to make stuff like this. Yeah. Yep. Because, it's literally a program designed just to make dancing, but people can make their own custom animations. And this person has honed their craft. Because this animation looks sometimes even better than stuff that's made on Source Filmmaker. And that's saying a lot. This fan animation is basically Godzilla Earth from the anime trilogy versus pretty much the entirety of the self-defense forces. Everything that has ever been shown as a super weapon, anything and everything short of actual mechs is shown in this. You see all 3 Super X's. You see the Gotengo, You see that vulture mech suit from the actual City on the Edge of Battle anime movie. You see a dozen different types of maser tanks. You see maser planes. You see them use the tactics that they used in Shin Godzilla with the Mach bomb.
That was crazy. That was crazy.
Yeah, and literally, it does nothing. Like those MOP bombs that made Shin Godzilla bleed didn't do nothing to Godzilla Earth. And then after a while, after they did their assault, Godzilla Earth apparently becomes annoyed with them. And he starts his counterattack. And his counterattack is literally so overwhelmingly, like, absolute, it wipes everyone out. His back lasers put Shins to shame because they use... Okay, so the reason why Earth does back lasers, if you notice, his atomic breath doesn't actually come out of his mouth.
Right. It comes out of that field.
Yeah, it comes out of that field.
Yep.
So it would make sense that he would use that field to have lasers come out of other places.
Uh-huh.
So he has, like, back lasers. He uses atomic breath. He uses that super oscillatory wave, a.k.a. destroying things by yelling in their general direction.
I thought that was dope.
Yeah, that's how he took out the Super X2, because the Super X2 was ready to reflect the atomic breath back at him.
I will say, I was disappointed with that, because Godzilla Earth is this size of Godzilla Earth in this, and the Super X2 should not have even been a thing. As soon as that atomic breath field thing went at him, it should have just been disintegrated.
Yeah, Godzilla Earth's atomic breath really should have gone past the fire mirror.
Right past it. Yeah.
Right past it. But it was still cool to see that, like, he didn't use the super oscillatory wave ever again after that. So I guess in order to use it at all, they needed, like, kind of a reason, quote unquote.
Right.
So, you know, it was just a huge display of all of the hypothetical powers that Godzilla Earth could do.
Mm-hmm.
And then he brought the Servum. He literally sent a swarm of Servum. It almost looked like he pointed in the direction, like, go, my children. And then they just showed up and wrecked house on a lot of the self-defense forces. It was just a cavalcade of destruction.
One of my favorite things is when he used the tail whip.
Oh, yeah. He actually used it vertically rather than horizontally.
Diesel,
and
bro.
cut the Garuda in half.
Not my Garuda. What I loved is that's like the first super weapon you see, too, is the Garuda. Yeah. And I was like, uh-oh, Super Mecha Godzilla, Kate Kanyo! But nope, there was none of that.
No Mecha Godzilla to combine with.
None of that.
It was just the Garuda.
Oh, man, Garuda, more than one. I love it. See, that's why that's another quotable movie. Stop what you hate about the SI. But my bad.
I liked Mecha Godzilla 2. I gave that a thumbs up.
Dope. This one definitely gets a thumbs up, this fan film.
Oh, yes, definitely. What did you think about that cavalcade of destruction and that absolute, like, showcase of everything that has ever been showcased self-defense-wise, short of mechs?
Absolutely loved it. Seeing the Mesa tanks and all that, I'm like, this is cool. But it wasn't until I saw the Mesa planes from Biollante, I was like, wait, what? I was like, holy crap.
They went all out.
They did. They literally went and did damn near every single Japanese self-defense force weapon that they ever created. Like you said, aside from mechs like Mecha Godzilla or Mugera, they did everything. Like legit man-made stuff. The Super X1 model was freaking gorgeous.
Oh, yeah. That was, to my knowledge, the Super X models, all three of them, were imported from Godzilla PS4.
Good God, because it looked like they added detail to it. It was gorgeous. The Super X2 is this, especially in this, made me realize just how stupid the Super X2 is. It's a dumb concept. Because in the beginning, when they're about to let loose on Godzilla, this little thing came up and it had like 4 rockets. That was it. I was like, oh God, get out of here.
Literally the only thing the Super X2 had going for it was the fire mirror.
Right. So I'm like, that is the worst. I hate the Super X2. But I kind of like the design. I never, man, when I saw that for the first time, I was like, man, that's so cool. But the Super X1 will always be my heart. I love the Super X1. I absolutely love that.
Oh, yeah, it had the most weapons out of pretty much...
Oh, I'm just talking about design-wise.
Maybe the Super X... Yeah, maybe the Super X3 had the best arsenal.
No, you're bugging. You're absolutely bugging. The Super X1 put down Godzilla. It had cadmium missiles. It had regular missiles. It had lasers. Laser beams, bro. Laser beams. Blew a chunk of Godzilla's head right off. Right off. Okay? And I don't care what people say about, oh, that was just the suit. It got destroyed. No. Now that's canon, baby. Now that's canon. Regeneration. It's canon. I don't hear it. It's canon.
I'll have to watch The Return of Godzilla again just to see what you're talking about, because I don't remember it blowing a chunk of Godzilla's head off.
What? Are you kidding me? If I'm not mistaken, it's right when Godzilla puts the hole through the building when he wakes up, and the Super X is there, and then they start using the lasers. Yo,
yeah, I'll have to watch The Return of Godzilla again. To
watch you see on the side. It's like a lot of smoke and explosions, but you see on the side there is a big sparkling boof, and then the next shot there's like the Godzilla. You know the hole I'm talking about, right? You've never seen the hole in Godzilla's head in Godzilla 1985.
No.
Oh my God. Okay, so after this podcast, I'm not even going to let you watch. I'm just going to send you pictures. Dude, there's a giant hole.
Yeah.
There's a giant hole in the costume. In Godzilla's head. It's a big ass. It's a hole. It's a cavern. And I was like, when I saw that as a kid, I'm like, oh my God, this thing is the greatest thing of all time. It's killing Godzilla again. And then Godzilla just whips its ass. And then the hole is gone. And you're like, how'd that happen? Because of regeneration. And I love it. And nobody can tell me nothing. That's why that is my favorite Godzilla movie of all time. But we're not talking about that. We're talking about this dope fan film.
Yes. And none of their weapons worked. Like even the Gotengo with all of its weapons.
Well, I loved the fact that when Gotengo was going, and we're talking about the Final Wars Gotengo people, not the original Atragon. When Gotengo was going, Godzilla saw that drill come on and was like, nope, and grabbed it. And I thought that was fantastic. That just crushed
it. And crushed it.
Oh, that's what I do to my beer cans when I'm done. I loved it, bro. I was like, oh my God. So, mind you, okay, it's 4 o'clock in the morning now, and it's after 4 in the morning, and I'm like, what the, like, I had to leave I tiptoe out the room so my wife don't shoot me in the face. Tiptoe. I go downstairs. I'm like, oh my God, what is this? And I'm watching it on my freaking phone. I should have just put it on the damn TV. And I'm going to do that tonight. I'm going to put it on the TV and watch it. I don't know how I'm going to do that because the damn title's in Japanese, but...
Your Xbox has YouTube on it. So.
No, I know. I have that. That's of course it does.
Well, yeah, you can go to your Xbox. You can go to your history. And then you can find the video that way.
I could do that
because you watched it before.
But I watched it on a different account that I have for this. Yeah, so yeah, and there you go.
You'll just have to search MMD Godzilla and hope to God that you find it.
You know what? And that's what I'm going to do because it deserves to be seen on a bigger screen. But it's a fantastic thing. When it got all Shin Godzilla, I can't lie. At first, I was like, but then I thought about it, and like you said, it's that field. And I'm like, yeah, you know what? I could totally buy that. And what I liked about it wasn't like Shin Godzilla where he was just nailing everything on, like, oh, here, boom, gotcha.
Oh, yeah, like literally, those things were homing on targets.
Right. And I'm glad that there was no tail beam. But the tail slash, I thought that was fantastic, too.
Oh yeah,
having those creatures come down and start eating people. I was like,
you have to serve them. Like literally sending his children.
Right. Oh, that was crazy. At the end of the day, Well, I should say at the end of the video, early in the morning, the beginning of the day.
Oh yeah, did you watch till the very end?
Of course I did. Of course I did, and I appreciated that they actually gave that King Ghidorah form. You know?
Oh yeah.
I was a little upset because I don't like that design, the facial design. I'm not a fan of the multi-eyed, King Ghidorah heads. But it had the wings, it had the body, the form was dope. So I that gets a pass. But it's like, this is where we're going next. I can't wait for another year. So we're probably gonna get that.
They just recently released another video.
It's not that
where
long.
It's not that long. It's only 19 seconds.
Oh, so I'm just not.
But they just released it, I think, yesterday, and it's the Mechagodzilla from Ready Player One versus the MonsterVerse Godzilla.
Well, that's what that Mechagodzilla was sort of kind of loosely based on. So
yes,
I'm totally okay with that. Well,
so they have proven themselves to be able to churn out content rather quickly.
So, all right, so I guess then we're not going to get the sequel that was set up.
Well, no, we will. It's just not going to be that. Hopefully, not going to be that long of a wait.
Well, I'm not that mad because you know what? At the end of the day, this was really well done.
You say you can't wait a year for the sequel. It's probably not going to take that long. It's probably going to be like maybe a few months at best.
Well, whatever.
And then we're going to get it. Yeah, and then we're going to get it. And then it's going to be great.
Whatever it takes, like my man, Mr. Brody said, whatever it takes, I'm okay because it's so well done. I mean, honestly, I wish I had that type of talent, or I wish I knew because it was well done. And seriously, it is the absolute greatest show of force against Godzilla I've ever seen in any Godzilla movie. And it's fantastic. And the idea of using all of the Japanese self-defense force weapons, I mean, damn, even the tanks, regular tanks. It was like the 54 tanks when they were rolling through Tokyo and then moving out of the way and the nets were up. All of that, it played well because they were like, all right, time to go this way. And then the turrets move, the tanks go this way, the turrets go that way. All of that it was right, man. It just felt right.
And I could have sworn that final bomb that they dropped on him before he started his attack was a nuke.
No, it was, because if you looked at the plane that delivered it, I think that was the American plane that dropped, I forget the name of the bomb, what they named the bomb, like.
Little Boy?
Was it Little Boy? Or something like that.
The bomb dropped on Hiroshima was Little Boy. The bomb dropped on Nagasaki was Fat Man.
Well, either one, but it looked like it was an old World War II type of plane where they dropped it. The bomb was an atomic bomb. That was an atomic bomb. And yeah, because that's when Godzilla was like, oh, for real? Okay, watch this. You know what I mean? Hold my beer. And then and then Godzilla went to town. But I like to look at this as the prequel to that entire anime series. Because if these were the last days of humanity, then that's how I want it to go. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's what it felt like watching it. It felt like
it would make a very good prequel if not for the fact that, well, Godzilla Earth was still only 50 meters tall back then. But it's still a nice notion to it's still really cool to see just how powerful Godzilla Earth and his full 300-meter self is.
Right. Because
you don't see that in the anime series proper.
At all.
This was... Like, you see glimpses of it at the end of Planet of the Monsters, and then you see the whole thing with him turning, like, somewhat burning...
Yeah.
In City on the Edge of Battle, but that's it.
Talk about the Griffin real quick. Is it called the Griffin? No, what was the thing? The
Vulture.
The Vulture, because the Griffin was in... That's what I kind of was upset about We did see something similar to, oh my God, what is it called? The Herons, right? There was something that dropped. Was it the Vulture that they dropped? Those things, the things from the Millennium series, like Mega Megaguirus and the Mecha Godzilla movies.
Oh, what? Those were called
like the Herons, right? And then what was the one in the Mecha Godzilla one that carried Mecha Godzilla?
Yeah, the one.
Those were Griffins.
That's what I don't remember what the ones in Megaguirus were called, but I know for a fact that the ones in Mecha Godzilla, the Kiryu movies, are called White Herons.
Okay, so those are Herons. So then maybe the Megaguirus ones was Griffin.
Maybe, yes.
Because that just rings.
We don't see those planes in this animation.
That would have been cool to see that, but it's. I thought we did, but maybe we didn't. I thought they were dropping some offensive weaponry, but yeah,
maybe those were the planes that was dropping the initial bombs. And then you saw the stealth fighters dropping the mock bombs.
When those stealth fighters came, and those were the same ones from Shin Godzilla, and they did the same thing. That was, I mean, honestly. Now, I don't like, everybody knows I don't like Shin Godzilla, but there are sequences in that movie that are like, this is awesome. I like seeing shit blow up. One of the reasons why I love Godzilla movies. Shin Godzilla, they blow up a lot of stuff, a lot of shit in that movie. So, I thought that was really cool. I'm so happy Godzilla didn't get a little shield over his eyes. He just took it like a champ and said, okay, I'll watch this.
Well, he already has a shield. It's just invisible.
Yeah, I guess you're right. You're absolutely right. It was a fantastic thing. It's a fantastic fan film. I will link that fan film in the description. So in case you guys out there listening to this haven't seen it, just click the description of this video and I will link it there. And just click on it and trust me, it's about 22 minutes, 23 minutes maybe tops of, well, I can't say 23 minutes of pure fandom because the beginning had like Snake from Metal Gear giving a speech that I had no idea what he was saying.
Yeah, because it was in Japanese. There was a guy in the comments who did translate it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And I was hoping that maybe he could take those translations and make them subtitles in the actual video because fans can actually add subtitles to videos now.
I did not know that.
Yeah. Like, you don't have to add subtitles yourself anymore. But for right now, there's no subtitles on the video, so you can actually skip a good chunk of this video if you don't speak Japanese.
Just get to the part where the tanks start rolling.
Yeah.
Just get to that part, and trust me when I tell you, this is definitely by far some of the greatest Godzilla action ever put to anything. I mean, and granted, this is a fan film. That's what I love so much about it.
This is a fan film based on the anime trilogy.
Using things from the movies, and I'm not talking about one or two. I mean, like, the entire series. From Showa to Heisei to Millennium to Reiwa. They're in there. Yeah. It's insanity, and I love it.
It is a very, very well done 65th anniversary tribute to Godzilla.
Down to the damn credits when they start showing all the posters go up on the side.
During the credits where you see every poster. They even include 98's poster. They didn't have to do that.
They didn't have to. Exactly, and I so appreciate all that stuff. And that's why I was like, dude, I'm not even lying. When I said, was this officially licensed by Toho? Because I'm like, holy crap, this is insanity. But could you imagine if it was, though?
I mean, they do this Japanese.
Oh, come on. So I'm not even going to touch that one. We're going to get out of here right now, ladies and gentlemen. But no, seriously, the link to this video will be in the description box. Check it out if you got some time. It's fantastic. But that'll do it right here for the Godzilla Block Party. I want to thank my brother, GamZ1, Andrew, man. Thanks for being on with me.
Oh, always.
And I want to thank all of y'all out there for listening to us. Seriously, check that video out. It's going to be fantastic. I am G1. This is the Godzilla Block Party. We out of here. Peace.